Of course, I'm greatly honored to be here and by the Corporate Social Responsibility Award, which I'm awarded, conferred to me today, and which I gladly accept on Swiss Re. But this is a fairly un-Swiss event. Hardly anybody living is honored in Switzerland ever. So I'm grateful that this is taking place here in New York. And I wish to thank you for your generosity, and I'm also grateful for Brady Dugan for his kind words of introduction. I'm not so sure whether in the financial service industry nice words between chief executive and chairman are actually so common. But I have to say I can reciprocate that this, and it was my best time as chairman, or one of my best times working together with Brady Dugan. The people speaking tonight at the organizations represented here in this room testified to the broad commitment to social responsibility we see in the corporate world, and we see, of course, in all the communities. I'm proud to be part of that. Companies that consider corporate responsibility and sustainability as guiding principles must link them to their core business. I will come back to this dilemma. This is also true for Swiss Re, and that is what I would like to speak about very briefly here. Among the activities interesting in this context would be our work on climate adaptation, for example, as well as our efforts in extending risk intelligence. But I would like to focus on questions of risk and insurance in emerging countries. As a global reinsurer and commercial insurer, we create stability and contribute to the resilience of societies and economies. By managing risks and covering losses, we protect investments and actually enable economic growth. However, stability and resilience, protection and growth meet with different challenges in different regions of the world. If you look at the insurance markets, you notice that in the industrialized countries, insurance premiums amount to roughly 9% of GDP, while in emerging countries, it is only about 3% of GDP. You could say this has to do with the distribution of litigation lawyers in the various societies. But actually, in terms of premiums per capita, the gap is even starker. US dollar 3,500 in the industrialized world, and it is not the United States. It is actually Switzerland who is the highest number, versus about US dollar 110 in the totality of all emerging markets which is spent on insurance. This is, of course, first of all, an indication where you are in the level of growth and where you are in the level of development of a society. In recent years, partnerships between the public and the private sectors have developed innovative models of risk financing and, of course, connected to that, risk prevention that reduce the burden on public budget. Public budgets are where usually an underinsured society's problems end, because somebody has to pick up the tab if a country is completely destroyed. In emerging economies, these public budgets need support by insurance, and that help people gain access to insurance protection that they never had before, and that protects the public budgets as well in those countries. Such partnerships are particularly effective in regions where natural disasters can deprive large parts of the population of the basis for their livelihood. Or seen the other way around, have you ever thought why emerging markets are emerging markets? Very often it is because they are very much exposed to natural catastrophes, and the capital stock built up regularly in the course of several years is destroyed by natural catastrophes. Small states with very limited access to capital markets also face enormous difficulties in providing the necessary funding for the reconstruction after a catastrophic event. Let me illustrate this with an example of the Caribbean Catastrophic Risk Insurance Facility, set up in the wake of Hurricane Ivan, which swept across the Caribbean islands in 2004 and destroyed a large part of the public infrastructure as well as of the private property. The fund is owned and operated by 16 governments, with Swiss Re as one of the lead reinsurers on this cover. It works similar to a mutual insurance company, combining the benefits of pooled reserves from participating countries. This structure provides them with insurance substantially below market price, thus reducing the burden of to the public sector budget. One of the countries that benefited partially from that rapid access to insurance payouts of the fund was Haiti, which was hit by a catastrophic earthquake in January 2010. It is where my second example comes from. In the fall of 2010, heavy rains led to a spread of cholera on the already devastated island. Cholera, something in our countries is related to the 19th century, not even to the 20th. Cholera. Fonds, the country's largest microfinance organization and our partner since 2009, developed a new cholera insurance scheme to protect women entrepreneurs and their families. That has to do something that the insurance industry, of course, thinks that male entrepreneurs in these countries are not worth the money. Women entrepreneurs and their families. That's, by the way, a concept which is used in microfinance, microinsurance all over the world. Concentrate on women entrepreneurs. The cover was added to an already existing product protecting clients against loss of livelihood caused by natural disasters. The view of microinsurance as a vital component to the long-term resilience of populations. Often, it literally helps people get back on their feet. That is what this is about. And we observe that its effect on the prosperity of families is huge. A health microinsurance program we helped to set up in Tamil Nadu state in India provides health insurance to more than 10 million low-income families. My examples from a risk facility on government level to microinsurance for people that would otherwise be excluded from protection show the potential of innovative solutions to make a real difference. A few years ago, we created a global partnership unit that develops and promotes this kind of public-private partnerships I have been talking about. This year, we have established the Swiss Re Foundation, which works with charitable organizations to support these efforts. In 2013, Swiss Re celebrates its 105th anniversary. Both our global partnership unit and the Swiss Re Foundation can play an important role in getting us engaged with the challenges we face in years to come. This is the best proof that we are not and have never been a non-for-profit organization. We would not be where we are in 150 years if we were not tough business people at the same time, particularly in a business where risk as such, is the essential element that explains our very existence. But at the same time, we would like to support our business considerations with these kind of sustainability considerations. That is why I proudly accept this award on behalf of Swiss Re. Thanks again for recognizing our efforts with your award. Thank you very much indeed.